Floyd Mayweather is too smart for guys like Terence Crawford. Obviously, Terence Crawford's coming after that major win against Errol Spence Jr. on July 29th. It was a great fight, but Errol Spence just didn't look like himself. I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to take any credit away from Terence Crawford. I think that Errol Spence was just too much. I think that Floyd Mayweather is at a different level, and Floyd was very vocal about the fact that even though, Undisputed is a great accomplishment, he got all the belts, Floyd was talking about how belts don't necessarily matter. It doesn't really define, the impact you've made on the sport of boxing. Because, when you talk about greats, you talk about Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, they all mention the same name. They all talk about Floyd Mayweather in that same conversation. So what Floyd is trying to say is, like, despite your belts, I'm still, like, greater because of everything I've accomplished in the sport. Multiple division world champ, never, took a loss, and probably the best defensive fighter we've ever seen in the sport. And Terence Crawford has a great resume himself. I just think that, I agree with Floyd. I think that he's just on another level when it comes to greatness right now. Canelo's a great fighter. I like Canelo a lot. I just think that Terence Crawford's probably the more talented fighter, I think, when it comes to the skills and just the bag, the arsenal. All the moves that Terence Crawford has, everything, all the talent. I think he's just the better and more dynamic fighter. Between him and Canelo, I think Canelo obviously has the size advantage if the fight's to take place at 60 or 68. That's a big jump for Terence Crawford. He's gonna have to adjust to that weight class. But going back to what Floyd said, unfortunately we're in that time, and Floyd was kind of in that time as well, where it doesn't really matter who has a belt anymore. It should matter. Being world champion should be the priority for every boxer. But nowadays, it's all about, being a prize fighter, putting butts in seats and making sure that people can buy your pay-per-view. They want to watch you fight, they'll tune in, and they're willing to spend their hard-earned money to see you fight. And that's what Floyd's trying to say. He's not trying to say that, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford aren't great fighters. He's just trying to say that there's levels to selling pay-per-views, and despite being an undisputed fight, they're not really coming close to what Floyd Mayweather did in terms of sales, pay-per-view sales. Not to say that that's all that matters. Obviously, the greats and the best are supposed to fight the best, but at the end of the day, Floyd mastered the aspects of marketing and getting people to watch him. People who wanted him to lose came to watch him, and people who were excited and wanted him to continue being undefeated and beating guys in tremendous and convincing fashion. Combining those two crowds was what Floyd Mayweather was great at, and I credit him, give him all the credit in the world for that. It's more so about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. They made that fight happen. The best are fighting the best, and it's been a great year for boxing, but Undisputed nowadays is being more overlooked than it should be. I think it's a great accomplishment. Being undisputed at 2 weight classes, the only other person who's done it in the sport is Clarissa Shields as a female fighter, and Terence Crawford to be the first to do it as a male. That's very impressive. That's something Floyd, no other fighter was able to do in the sport of men's boxing. So, man, Terence Crawford's a very talented fighter, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He's probably one of my favorite fighters, one of the most entertaining fighters. Him and Errol Spence, they're up there for me. But I think that Floyd was just like what he's saying. He just knew how to break people down. He beat everybody that was good. Everyone who they thought was gonna give him a challenge, he beat easily. Canelo, Manny, Oscar De La Hoya, everybody. They put him in front of him, and he beat every single one of them. Made it look easy. Maybe he didn't get devastating wins like Terence Crawford did over Errol Spence, but it was a different time of welterweights. I think the welterweights back then were a little bit more talented than they are right now, and that's no knock on Errol Spence or Sean Porter, any of these top welterweights. I just think it was a different time where there were more legends in the sport. Not to say that these guys aren't tremendous fighters. I just think legendary and Hall of Fame. There's a different category, and I think those are categories where guys like Oscar, guys like Manny, guys like Floyd Mayweather, they all fall under that category. So it's a different time, but at the same time, Terence Crawford, it's his time for sure. I don't think there's anyone that can mess with him right now in the sport of boxing. Okay, camera keeps bugging, but yeah, I expect Floyd to be great. Floyd's already great, but he's continuing to pass the knowledge on, and that's another part of being great, and having relationships with guys like Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and he's obviously very high on those guys. And just talking about belts, I think that Terence Crawford should be very satisfied with his accomplishments, and I think no one can take anything away from him. A lot of people hate on him. I've had my moments where I haven't, given him the respect he deserves, but after that kind of performance against a guy like Earl Spence, there's nothing I can do but give him that respect because he deserves it. He's a great fighter, a talented fighter, and I'm excited to see what he does next. But Floyd Mayweather saying that, belts don't necessarily matter, and I think that's something that Gervonta Tank Davis has kind of proven. Ryan Garcia has proven that, and just those entertaining fighters, those ones who can sell tickets and at the same time put on great shows for the sport of boxing. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that belts matter nowadays? Do you guys agree with Floyd that belts aren't as important as they used to be? It's so saturated, anyone can get a belt, and nowadays it's more so about selling tickets. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, but thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Nads Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.